Good evening, guys. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ryan. This is Auto Detour, and behind me I have my 2003 Ford F-150 SuperCrew. Tonight we're going to be doing another upgrade to the F-150, and I'm really excited about it because it's really going to clean up the front of the truck. So most recently I did the cheap headlight install, and I will put a link to the headlights that I use down below. I think they're about 60 bucks. You get the headlight, the marker light, and even the headlight bulb. And they went in pretty well, and they fit pretty good. They look much better than the stock headlights, so I'm really happy with how they turned out, especially for the price. So a link for those is down below. Today we have the next mod, and as you can probably guess, we're going to be upgrading the stock fog lights to the clear fogs. I haven't opened the box yet, so we're going to open that together and see what that looks like. So a little bit about my truck. This truck has been in the family since it was new. My dad bought it back in 2003 or maybe late 2002, but put very few miles on it. He just drove it back and forth to work every day. Because of that, there's only just over, I think there's 106,000 miles on it now, which is awesome. And where I grew up was out on the West Coast, so it is a West Coast vehicle. Absolutely no rust on it whatsoever. Original paint in fantastic condition. I'm just really excited to own the truck. After my dad had it, my brother had it, and then I ended up buying it for my brother. Anyway, I'm excited to tear into this box, see what those new fog lights look like. So let's jump right into it. So before we tear into this thing, I want to mention that this box was much heavier than I expected it to be, so hopefully that's a good sign. So let's bust right into this thing. Wow, these things are heavy. Look at that. They're mounted to a pretty thick steel frame. Nice black finish on them. Really good looking. There's the other one. Alright, so these things look great. Nice clear lens on them. Looks like these ones come with bulbs as well, so it looks like we got a connector on the back. Looks like it's just a plug and play application, so that's nice. A clear protection film on here looks like, kind of just looks like your basic saran wrap. There you have it. That's a great looking fog light. So if you guys are interested in putting these on your truck, again, mine is a SuperCrew, and it is a 2003. I know some of the older trucks have different fog lights, so make sure that your fog lights look like my fog lights before you go ahead and try to put them on your truck. With all that being said, let's go ahead and get these put in the truck. I'm really excited to see how they turn out. And before I even crawl under the truck, it looks like we're gonna have 3 bolts up there to mount it, and nothing underneath. Yeah, it looks like probably just 3 bolts. We'll jump under there, see what size they are. But these new fog lights are gonna look great with these clear headlights and marker lights. It's really gonna finish off the front of the truck nicely. So now that I have some light in here, there's actually pretty easy access to the back side of the fog light through the fender well here. You shouldn't even have to crawl under the truck. But as you can see, there are 3 bolts on top of that fog light bracket that we're pretty easily going to be able to reach into there and just unbolt those. Then we'll just disconnect the wire harness on the fog light, and we should be good to go. First thing we're going to do is we're going to disconnect the fog light here, and I can just use my thumbnail to pull on these little tabs here to release the wire harness. So pull this little clip off here, and then we're gonna lift here and pull this wiring harness out just like that. Now for the 3 bolts on top, they are actually a 5/16, but you can also use an 8mm if you can't find the 5/16 in your toolbox. I'm going to use it on a 1/4" ratchet here, and again we can just reach right through the fender here, no problem, and we'll just get these loosened up and taken off. that you got the 3 bolts off the top, the thing should basically just fall right out. We're going to drop it right out the bottom of the truck here. So here we have a nice side-by-side comparison of the old fog light versus the new clear lens fog light. And you can tell this is going to make a huge difference on the truck. Just this old, it looks like the ribbed glass on the old fog light really gives it an older, kind of an outdated look versus obviously the clear lens on the new one. But when you're looking at these online, don't be fooled by the shape of the fog light, because this fog light is actually much bigger than the hole in the bumper. The hole in the bumper is actually this oval shape, and when I was first looking, I was looking for lights that were that shape. But this light is actually, you can see right here where the bumper rests up against the light, and actually covers up a good portion of the bottom of the light there. So just keep that in mind when you're looking at the fog lights. So yeah, obviously this one looks much nicer. Like I said, the quality of the metal bracket looks great. And you can see it's just plug and play. We have the fog light already in there, and all we have to do is plug our wiring harness into the new light. If you're wanting to replace the light, it's just a quarter turn out of there, no big deal. It is a good quality Sylvania bulb, so I'm pleased to see that. So let's get the new fog light in the truck, and we'll do a side-by-side comparison with the old one on the other side of the bumper here. One thing real quickly that I do want to point out before we stick it in here is the hole pattern on both of them are the same. So the stock one has a small hole, a large hole, and this elongated hole. And you'll notice that the aftermarket one here has the same. It's got the small, a large, and elongated hole. So the fitment should be just about perfect. The only difference that I see is the stock one actually says RH on it for right hand. This one has no lettering at all. So that's really the only difference I see on the markings on the actual steel plate. Alright, so we are going to use the stock hardware. The new fog lights do not come with the bolts, so you do need to reuse the stock bolts if you can. So before you stick the new fog light in there, this is a plastic lens on here. So make sure you get all the sand out from around, or rocks or whatever around this ring here, because it is going to be touching the lens, and it's going to be rubbing on it while you're trying to position it to put the bolts in. You don't want to see you scratch up the lens on your new fog light just because you didn't wipe the old dirt and dust out of there. Looks so much better already. Now before you tighten your fog light down, and your fitment may be different, but I'm noticing that if it's all the way over to the left here, the inboard side of the fog light is a little bit exposed in the opening here, and I can actually slide it over towards the center of the truck to cover that up. So make sure you align it properly just so you're happy with it before you get it tightened down and all in there and finished. Now that you got it in and positioned where you want it, go ahead and use your 5/16 or 8mm to tighten those bolts back down to secure your fog light in place. And for the last and possibly the most important step is plugging the wiring harness back into the light. So you'll want to take your blue clip that you took off in the start, and after you plug the wiring harness back in, go ahead and slide this locking blue clip back on there, just like that. Then you're done. Let's go take a look at it. There we go, guys. The new fog light's in there. It looks absolutely fantastic. Obviously it matches the headlights now, but having those matching fog lights really updates the front of the truck. I'm really happy with how those turned out. So we'll do a quick comparison here. I still have the old one in the other side there. So we'll take a look at the clear one here, and look how much better that looks than that stock one. Kind of just makes it look like a brand new truck again. I won't make you guys watch me take this other one apart, but we're gonna do a quick time lapse of that, and then we'll probably pull the truck out in the driveway tomorrow and shoot a quick little video so you guys can see what the new fog lights and the headlights and everything all look like in the daylight. So like I said, I'll put a link to these fog lights and the headlights that I used in the description down below. So if you guys are interested in doing this, obviously make sure that it fits your truck, but yeah, I cannot recommend this enough. I mean, seriously, just look at how much better that looks. I'm really excited about it. I didn't think it was gonna make that big of a difference, and I'm just blown away. Love it. Alright guys, so now it is the next day, and it's daylight, obviously. I got a chance to get the truck outside, so now I want to show you what those new fog lights look like. I think they look absolutely awesome. So let's go down here and take a look at them. So just a night and day difference between the old ones and the new ones. I'll put an image of the old ones here right next to it, but what a fantastic looking light. And these ones ran me about $95 on Amazon after tax. Like I said, a link to them down below here, but just really updates the front of the truck. Complements obviously the headlights that I put in there as well. The front of the truck is really coming along, so I hope you guys are enjoying the updates on the truck. If you guys are new to the channel, consider subscribing, hit that like button, and I'll talk to you guys next time.